Okay, there are a couple of things you need to know about. We're actually working in the live classroom. Once you've created that live classroom event, whether you choose to do it for the duration of the course or on a weekly basis, then there are just a few basics you need to know to be able to interact with your students. So as I mentioned, this is where you can actually join the session. This is also where you can see recordings, and you can see that this is just kind of how the recordings list out if there are multiple recordings for the same class session. So we're going to click on Join Session, and when you click on that, it's automatically going to take you in as a teacher. So there are just a few basics that you need to know to be able to interact with your students. So the first tools that you need are the audio, the video, and then this is a hand raise. So this is something that's available to participants whenever they come in. If you click on this, then it probably won't work for me because I'm using a separate program to record. So I'm not sure whether or not it will work or not. And then if I want to share my video, then you can see that there's a preview first. And this is so that you can see what you look like before you actually start streaming for students. And then you can click Share Video, and it will pop up in the corner so that students are able to see you. It makes a really nice way to get to know your students, and they really do appreciate being able to see their teachers on camera during a live session. All right, then we can turn those off. This is where you would start a recording if you wanted to actually, whenever it's time to start, you would click on Start Recording, and it tells you that the session is being recorded. So you can pop this out and see that there's just a few options over here. You can report an issue, you can go to Collaborate Help, and then you can exit the session if you would like to. I'm just going to close this menu. And over here are the other options you need to be aware of. We've got a chat area where students can chat with the instructor or with each other. You can see a list of participants, whoever is in the class, and there will be a separate category down here of participants when students are in the class so you can see their names. This is where we can share content, and I will actually show you how to do a couple of those in a separate video about content sharing. And then here's the audio and video settings so that you can test these if you need to. There's also some notifications that you can customize. And then there's some session settings so that if you want to be able to allow permissions for students to be able to do these things or not do them, then you can change those settings. So you can spend a little bit of time playing here, and we'll have one other video about how to share content, and then you should be ready to hold a live class.